News and prophecy. Breaking news coming from endtimeheadlines.org, July 21st, 2022, the year of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, turning up. The header reads, China deploys tanks to prevent people from withdrawing money from crisis-hit banks. I'll read it again. China deploys tanks to prevent people from withdrawing money from crisis-hit banks. Before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, giving double honors unto the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom unto the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Shalom, shalom. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, and a hearty shalom to the sincere brethren, doing the work in truth and sincerity, spread across the four winds of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. So, this article came out about 13 hours ago or so. Just happened to be scrolling up and down different news sources and happened to run into this article, which caught my attention, which immediately, the spirit hopped on me to get some precepts together. Let's read one of them and let's play some videos and then wrap on up. This article speaks for itself. We're in those times. This is Isaiah 10:1, and it reads, Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And Esau Edom, he's leading the way, but what's happening on a worldwide scale is China is being used as a testing ground for what's coming to the whole world, which is the MOTB and the MOTB system. I'll read this again. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and woe means destruction. And what you have right in front of you is a prime example, Slakia, of unrighteous decrees. People in China, they can't withdraw money from their banks if they have a red status on the 19 app, which is an app that's used by China to, survey and monitor people based on their health status, based on their social credit score, so on and so forth. Isaiah 10:1 again from the top. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And once again, this is an example of unrighteous decrees. We'll read some of this article, but let's play this video first. Coming soon to Babylon the Great, which is America. So we're going to go into this article. And it reads, in a grim reminder of the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre, armored tanks were seen deployed on the streets of China amidst large-scale protests by people demanding the release of their savings by frozen banks. So what you have is people taking to the streets of China in masses who, status have turned red on the 19 app because they refuse to be inoculated, or things of that nature. They're communicating with people who have low social credit scores, so on and so forth. And as a result of that, China is freezing their bank accounts. They can't access their savings, withdraw, so on and so forth. The country's Henan province has been, for the past several weeks, witnessing clashes between police and depositors, with the latter, it's like it's a little late out here, it's about 3 a.m, with the latter saying they have been prevented from withdrawing their savings from banks since April last year. Fresh videos have surfaced online in which Chinese People's Liberation Army tanks can be seen deployed on the streets to scare protesters. Large-scale protests are being held in the province by bank depositors over the release of their frozen funds. And, you just seen one of those videos. Let's read a little more. Let's get 2 more paragraphs and then move on. As per the reports, the tanks were out on the streets to protest the banks and prevent locals from reaching the banks. The episode comes in the wake of an announcement by the Henan branch of the Bank of China that savings of depositors in their branch are investment products which cannot be withdrawn. Once again, Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Unrighteous decrees, unrighteous laws, freezing people's assets, no access to, buy or sell, basically. You can't access your money. Let me see. Let's get one more paragraph and then move on. So, this incident is now posing a serious question if the history is set to repeat itself. This is a grim reminder of China's repressive crackdown of the 4th of June 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre, which carried out when Chinese leaders sent in tanks and heavily armed troops to clear Beijing's Tiananmen Square, where student protesters had gathered for weeks to demand democracy and greater freedoms. And in that clash, hundreds of people were killed, if not thousands of them. And you have people, being basically told they can't access their banks, and a lot of them are starving, some probably taking the crime, so on and so forth. And this is coming to Babylon the Great. This is Proverbs 11:4. And it reads, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Because once again, this monetary system that we have, you can't depend on it. Any given day, they can do the same thing in Babylon the Great. What's happening in Canada? People are being told the same thing. No access to funds, no access to withdraw or deposit, from your bank, from your savings, so on and so forth. Once again, Proverbs 11:4, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. The protection of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Ezekiel 7:19, and it reads, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of wrath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. The stumbling block of their iniquity, because a lot of people, they worship money, Let's get another precept. 1 Timothy 6:10, the classic. And it reads, for the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money, because we know money is the defense, but coveting after money, you know, trusting in money, you know, which is a bag with holes in it, you know, at the end of the day, you know, is not going to deliver you. Once again, riches profit not in the day of wrath. The dependence on this man's monetary system, you know, that's going to be, you know, a recipe for disaster, man. 1 Timothy 6:10, and it reads, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves. That word pierced is papero in Greek, which means to puncture yourself or to penetrate through entirely, which you have to do to get the MOT to the B. You have to put, you know, a Karax. You have to get a Karax, which is a paler steak, a Needle, Needle, Slovakia. It's a little late out here. Needle, to put the charagma inside you, which is going to store graphos, which is the Greek word that goes into storing data, records, your social credit score, your medical records, your inoculation status, you know, your bank records, you know, your social media profile, so on and so forth, you know. I'm going to start again from the top. 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through, papero, with many sorrows. Trusting in, you know, uncertain riches. Let's get Luke 16. And it reads, if therefore ye have been not, Slaki, Luke 16:11, if therefore ye have not been faithful in unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches, which is the understanding of the scriptures. But you have a lot of our people, you know, they've covered after unfaithful mammon, you know. And once again, this is coming to Babylon the Great. Let's play a couple videos real quick. So what do you have happening in other places, you know, in parts of the world? This is happening, I believe this is Panama, the first one, and the second one is in Ecuador. And this is 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Actually, we'll wait. We'll get a few more precepts and go to that in a second. Let's go to, actually, that's next. Let's get right to it. This is 2nd Esdras 9:1. I don't want this to be too long. I'm going to wrap on up in the next, you know, 6 or 7 minutes, if the Spirit allows. This is 2nd Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, the tokens, the prophecies, you know, earthquakes in diverse places, uproars of the people, them looking to merge, you know, man with machine, you know, Revelation 13:16, pestilence, you know, wars and rumors of war, you know, rivers turning into blood, you know, the Euphrates River drying up, things of that nature, you know, end time prophecy signs, the mass awakening, you know, the two sticks coming together. These are all end time prophecies which are happening all at the same time. A beautiful time. 2nd Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently through the scriptures, you know, watching the news and measuring it through the prophecies. 2nd Esdras 9:1 again from the top. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, the year of the turn up. Perfectly phrased by the elder apostle Tahar. That's what you see happening all around the world. Yahweh Shem Yahshai is turning up the heat to 500. Second Esdras 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. We'll read this again. Let's play these clips. What do you have happening? Also in Sri Lanka, the same thing. Let's play what's happening in South America and in Central America.
Hey, préndalo! Préndalo!
And Salaka, this is in Central America. This is in Central America, I believe. Ecuador and Panama. You know.
Hey, préndalo! Préndalo!
And this is over gas prices, food prices, you know, inflation. And Jake is getting tired, and they're going to the streets and they're fucking shit up. This is soon to come to America. Wait till you can't access your bank account in America. This is going to happen, you know.
Hey, préndalo! Préndalo! Hey, cuidado! Ahí está una vez.
Now, I believe this is in Colombia because those are Colombian flags. Yep. In Colombia, that's the tribe of Asher. Actually, it might be Venezuela because their flags look the same. The Venezuela flag has a graphic on it. The Colombia flag is just plain as far as the colors. Let's play it one more time, though. Either way it goes, is the tribe of Asher. Let's just look it up. Because the clip said Panama, one said Ecuador, Ecuador flag. Oh, so that is Ecuador. Slovakia. Hey, you know, that's why we have the unicorn to look things up and to be accurate. So this is in Ecuador. And let's pull up Ecuador on the map. I want to say it's Central America, but it is South America. Hey, you know, it's all good. And that is the tribe of Asher. Yep, because Venezuela, their flag, all the same color. Yep. And then Colombia, their flag, all the same color scheme. No, that's the Colombian flag, Venezuelan flag. Then you have the Ecuadorian flag. All the same color scheme, you know, yellow, blue, and white. You see right here, same color scheme. And then Colombia, same color scheme. Slack it, where we at? Let's get a couple more precepts and wrap on up. This is 2nd Ezra 9:3. And it reads, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Through who? Through the prophets. Luke 1:70. You know? Luke 1:70. And it reads, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. That's how the Heavenly Father speaks. Let's get Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Habakkuk, or some brothers say Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2:1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am approved. And that's what the prophets do. They stand upon the watchtower, the modern day watchtowers, the unicorn, the internet, and they watch what's going on as far as news, so on and so forth, and they filter it through the scriptures, measure the time diligently, measuring the time diligently. And we're in those times, the end times. This is Habakkuk 2:2. Salaki. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Going into the prophecies, the vision that's going into the prophecies, the tokens, the signs. Habakkuk 2:1, Habakkuk 2:1, Habakkuk 2:2, Salaki. Habakkuk 2:2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Habakkuk 2:3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And you see the prophecies, they're jumping out the gym like Jordan, man. They're yelling right now. Habakkuk 2:3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, it drags. It doesn't happen right away when the prophets speak these things. Some of the prophecies take, weeks, months, years to come to pass. Habakkuk 2:3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And starting with our elders and apostles, they've been prophesying about, the end times, as far as tanks coming to the streets, you not being able to access your bank accounts, concentration camps, these people looking to, implement and make mandatory the MOTB, but several things have to come to pass, and those things are coming to pass warp speed style, man. Just prophecy after prophecy after prophecy after prophecy, and call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. This is Ezekiel 12:21. This is the final 3 precepts, and then I'll wrap on up. And Lord's will, you found this lesson edifying. I actually had another lesson or two I was going to get out on totally different topics, but hey, I'm up here at 3:37 in the morning, doing this one. The Lord's will, if the Spirit allows, I'll do those 2 tomorrow, maybe 3 tomorrow, if the Spirit allows. Ezekiel 12:21, and the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Salakia. Ezekiel 12:21 again from the top, and the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel? That's what the scoffers and mockers are doing. Literally, yesterday at camp, man, there was literally 15 to 16, I wouldn't say that many, probably a good 8, 9, 10 scoffers in the comment board, And Esau Edom, just being the devil that he is, he's distorting the views on the camp session, taking the likes up and down. Not that I care about that anyway, but you notice those things, and he completely removed the live comments off of yesterday's camp session, man. Just being the devil. But those are things to try to frustrate the prophets, Ezra the 4th chapter, they hired counselors to frustrate our purpose, to try to frustrate us building. But back to Ezekiel 12:22, that's what these mockers and scoffers are coming in the spirit of, mocking and scoffing. What is this proverb that ye have, amongst Israel, calling us bug outs, making false accusations, so on and so forth. That's a part of end time prophecy, mockers and scoffers. Also, false teachers. If you go into that word scoffers, one of the definitions is false teachers. Ezekiel 12:22 again. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth. People mocking. Where's your sky daddy at? Oh, they ain't gonna implement or mandate the MOTB. What do you see happening right now? They're pushing the MOTB and they're advertising it, and pretty soon it's gonna be on network television, man. What are you gonna say then? Ezekiel 12:22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? And once again, let's play this one more time, because the elders and apostles have been talking about this for a long time. And what do you have right here in China? What's happening in Ecuador, Cuba, Panama, Sri Lanka, and other places? Uproars of the people, man. People, losing their shit. In Canada, people are losing their shit, man. And that's soon to come to Babylon the Great. And China is a testing ground for what's happening, what's going to happen, better yet, on a worldwide scale. The social credit system type society, universal basic income, them implementing unrighteous decrees, tanks in the streets, no access to money, you can't travel. They had the people out there in the white coats. There's a video on the backup channel. They had AR-15s and automatic weapons, man. Soon to come to Babylon the Great. What are you mockers and scoffers going to say when that happens? Because the prophecies tell us what the prophets are going to be saying to you. Just read Jeremiah 15:2. Didn't mean to rhyme, but it rhymed. Just go read it, Coming soon to Babylon the Great, Let's read this. Reportedly, Chinese Communist Party's tanks rolled on the streets to scare Henan's bank protesters, people who are protesting, because their assets, savings, so on and so forth, are being frozen. And they're being told, this article, they were just getting straight, downright gritty with them, man. They told them, what did they tell them? Let's read this paragraph right here. As per the reports, the tanks were out on the streets to protest the banks, to protect the banks, and prevent locals from reaching their banks. Unrighteous decrees. The episode comes in the wake of an announcement by the Henan branch of the Bank of China that savings of depositors in their branch are investment products and cannot be withdrawn. Just basically deboed them. That's my bike, punk. That's what they told him. It's our shit now, man. Man, that's cold, man. And you had scoffers, mocking and scoffing when the elders and apostles were talking about tanks being deployed in the streets. What do you have in China? Tanks being deployed in the streets to prevent people from going and accessing their money that they have in the bank. And that's coming soon to Babylon the Great, Once again, Ezekiel 12:22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Because they don't see the prophecies happen right away. Doesn't mean that the word of the Lord is going out void. It's just not going to happen at the moment when, at that second, Noah prophesied for 120 something years, man, before the rain came. But eventually when the rain came, the people who are mocking and scoffing, they all drowned, man. Ezekiel 12:23 to close on out. And it reads, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshua power. And that's what we're going to tell you. Not thus says Ashamath. Not thus says Watchman on the Coast. Not thus says, Elder Apostle Dahar Gabar. Thus says the Holy Scriptures. Thus says Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Ezekiel 12:23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. And the prophecies are, man, they're jumping out the gym like Jordan in the dunk contest, man. When he was going against Dominique, man. I mean, they're jumping off the page, man. And call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So, as you can see, unrighteous decrees right in your face. Tanks on the streets. Coming soon to Babylon the Great. China deploys tanks to prevent people from withdrawing money from crisis-hit banks, quote unquote. And what are the bank people telling you? Jack move, jackpot. It's our shit now, And that's coming soon to Babylon the Great. Wait till Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and these other banks start acting hard body, with people about their savings, man. What are you going to have? All out anarchy. People taking the streets, people jacking people. Second Ezra, the 15th and 16th chapter, man. Men invading one another because of the lack of bread and water with the sword, which is the gun, and then martial law. We're living in beautiful times, man. So once again, China deploys tanks to prevent people from withdrawing money from crisis-hit banks. The days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. Let's read that precept one more time. Ezekiel 12:23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. Tanks in the streets. You can't access your bank accounts to get bread and meat, and that's coming soon to Babylon the Great. And call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So, Lords, we were edified. And until next time, next lesson, Shalom. But before I completely end the video, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, shalom. And until next time, next video, Shalom, DTA, Wa Abba Baba. Soon. Soon. Shalom.